Welcome back to Kingdom Living Miami YouTube channel for parenting tips, marriage advice, and everything family. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. This is the KLM Parenthood playlist that this video is going to be on. Go to this playlist for more tips like this on parenting for our new families or families that's still trying to get together. Wherever you are, we have something for everybody. This is some finance, bills that is always going to be there. I want to show you what I do, how I do it to keep the peace in the home, to keep everything right and on a better track in the home. We don't want our lights being turned off. We don't want, the stresses of not paying the bill, not getting it paid, late fees, this charge, that charge. We don't need that added stress to our families, right? So I'm gonna show y'all what I've learned and been doing for the past 2 years. I didn't get this from nobody. I have 2 lessons for y'all. One is gonna show you how to keep your bills on track, especially your FPL bill. That's an important bill, as well as another tip I'll show you later. So just notice, this is a good FPL bill. This is an FPL lesson that families need to know because this is important. Notice how, let me tell you what's good about what y'all see right here. Notice how you see all these greens. These greens mean we're in right standing, we're in good standing. And then you come over here, you want to make sure your bill is paid, not only paid, but paid in full. We want to thank the Lord that we can pay our bills in full. See? Once you pay it in full, it has a zero balance. Zero. This is for our new parents who haven't, been on their own yet and don't know anything about a light bill, but what you grew up with. And what you grew up with, that's not what we want to, I'm sure. We want to do a whole lot better than what we grew up with. Zero balance. We want to thank God that we can pay our balance in full. Zero, 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 zero. So what I had to learn, because I've had late charges, I've had deposits, and I said, wait a minute, that's not what I want. We're not going to do that. Not in this family. Not in this Kingdom Living family. Deposit and all that stuff, that is just ugliness, and we don't want that. So what I had to begin to do, and what I realized with all kind of bills, whether it's FPL bills, credit card bills, whatever bill you have to pay, here's the secret. Whatever due date they have, do not pay it on that due date. And no, I did not say pay it after the due date. A lot of people is behind schedule because maybe they have a check coming in later, past the bill is due at the beginning of the month, and we have the check is coming in because some people is living the paycheck to paycheck. Well, we want to get out of that. That's not my expertise right there. My expertise is in family. So find somebody that's going to help you do that. But right here, I'm giving you what I got. Where a lot of people's going to be behind. But on this video, I'm going to teach you how to get ahead of track. And if you haven't been off track, that's great. We want to, for everybody else who's, maybe starting a new track, they're starting a new family. And like I said, haven't had a bill to pay on their own in their name. Now we want to make sure we are ahead of the track. We want to get ahead, put ourselves and position ourselves ahead. So the complications and the problems and the arguments that comes in the stress that's going to come from being late and late payments and deposits and all that stuff. We don't want that adding to the fuel. Because the family is fireful enough. We want to put some water. So I'm going to show you how to put some water to put some of that fire in the family out. So what I began to do was stop paying my bills on time. Now I do it how my mom always taught me to be when it comes to appointments, getting a job, meeting with people. She always told me to be to arrive 15, 20, 30 minutes. Be there before. So I've been doing good on that. I don't be late. So now with my kids, I teach them, listen, on time is late. So if you're paying your bills on time, you're late. You're one, mishap, one interruption away from that bill not being paid on that due date, and risking it running late. And when you run late, we go get that stupid tax. That stupid tax called a late fee. There's some things we don't want to be paying. We gonna stop paying. If I know my bill is coming in at the first of the month, I need to reposition. Is positioned in a way to where you can be before that due date, so that you could make your payments before and not after. Reposition. I know it's gonna be hard for some people, but we're gonna do it. So all my bills now get paid at the end of the month. Now it don't matter what day. I just keep it faithful at the end of the month, whether it's earlier, the earlier I catch it, but I know I need to pay it before that month, the new month come in, 25, because some of the bills get posted like around the 26th. That's the only reason why you'll see it later in the month. But for the FPL bill, my bill comes in on the 22nd, by the 21st and 22nd, and I just go ahead and get it paid. I go ahead and get it paid. I'm not waiting. We're not waiting for the due dates. Because when you wait for the due dates, that's when they have the opportunity to charge you that stupid tax. Okay, so now we know we're not waiting for the due date. We're paying before time, preferably before the month come in if it's due on the 1st. And everything that's due around the middle of the month, we're paying it on that check that's going to come in at the 1st of the month. Yes? Okay, now right here, let me tell you, this is the second lesson. Because the second lesson, this right here, just know that I didn't forget to pay my bill. And I didn't intend to. What happened was I went into paying this bill. I logged in to pay my bill. But it was something else that I had to do that was very important because it was involving somebody else, and I had to make sure that get taken care of. So above what I do for myself in certain circumstances, I make sure I take care of whatever I need. If I said I was going to do something, if I put my word on it, I'm getting better. Let's get better at keeping our word and being on top of our word and what we say to people and the promises. Okay, so it was something else that was very important that I need to do, and I took care of that. But in the process of me taking care of that, I went in to pay it, y'all. But I completely forgot in the process of doing this other thing, whatever it was I needed to do. It was very important that I did it. And here's the stupid tax. Here's the $5 tax. We're not paying stupid tax, but I had to pay it there. But that was one time. But so to me, even though man's way is going to, give you a red flag, man's way is going to, in school is going to give you a big fat X. Oh, you failed. You got this wrong. I learned a big lesson for this. And once you got a lesson to learn for every little hiccup. Now this was a hiccup, but I learned a lesson. So, in God's eyes, I get an A in God's eyes because I'm growing. I learned a lesson. And this lesson is what I have for y'all. In life, you're going to be on track. Yeah, you see all them green? So we on track. But then what's going to happen is you're going to have a hiccup. Something's going to happen. It's going to be an interruption. Don't those things happen? So now we know that when there's an obvious hiccup, obvious something, we want to make sure we're on our P's and Q's even more for the things that we were on track for, to make sure it gets done and don't get left behind or forgotten. So whatever we have to do for that part, write it down, put it in your notes, put it somewhere, or just remember that, okay, here's a little hiccup. Let me go through what I know I'm on track for. So that threw me off track and it messed me up. I really didn't want to see a red. I had to pay this late fee, and there's other fees. I've been doing good for 2 years, and I'm well pleased with myself for the 2 years that I got all green, because we're not doing late fees. This was an honest accident. For these new families who don't know this, you heard of the deposit, so you probably heard of the deposit, but the deposit is going to be like pretty much double. They'll charge you double, and then they'll put that on hold. So this is parents, and when you become, you know, on your own from your parents, these are some of the pow-pows that life gives. Now it's all a financial game. So I hope you learned something that can, you know, help you better your bill paying skills. And for more tips like this, Kingdom Living Miami, KLM Parenthood. This is going to go on the Parenthood playlist for more tips like this. And I'll see you on our next video. Bye.